Welcome back. What gross descriptions do they have for us this week? 10 years too late. He's 10 years too late. Uh-oh. I can't hear anything. Okay, 100 years too late. 1,000 years too late. Sob. Once again, it sounds like they're recording into like a tissue box or something. I can't hear anything. I really am sorry for being so late. She's not happy. It's your fault. It's all your fault. Sob. I didn't understand a word she was saying. Same. But I figured allowing her to let it all out would help. She screamed and poured her heart out until she finally calmed down. It's a nice green tint. But then I finally noticed the abnormality of the situation. For a hospital lobby full of people, it was too quiet, almost like the place was closed. Though there were still many people there, they gave off no signs of life. Oh, apart from Kurokami, I couldn't even hear any of them breathing. Furthermore, the lobby that had been so bright and clean was all but enveloped in darkness. Like it was after visiting hours, where the emergency and nightlight served as the only illumination. And since when was it nighttime? Everything outside was dark, like the windows and glass doors had been painted over with ink. It wasn't ordinary darkness either. No matter how late it was, there should have been many streetlights shining brightly. Yet there wasn't a single trace of their light. When had we been brought to this place? What is this? Why is his voice so quiet? I cannot hear these people. Like the music is perfectly fine, but I cannot hear their voices. So we've been brought in again. What do you mean? Kurokami's face was still stricken with tears. But she'd already regained her composure. Strangely enough, she didn't seem the least bit perturbed by this abnormal, no, this ominous scene. Don't worry about it. Are you serious? Yes, just ignore it and it'll eventually end. Kurokami spoke apathetically, as though she expected the power to be restored any moment. Oh. She found an empty space on the nearby full sofa and sat down. So we're in like a doll dimension, I guess. So that's what happened with the blobby thing last time when we had the dream. He's not dreaming, he's like getting sucked into a different dimension where everybody's made of dolls. Suwari nasai yo. Have a seat. If you keep standing around, you'll make me tired too. Okay, but though there were many sofas lying around in the lobby, they were all packed. I was unable to find a seat and was at a loss for what to do when Kurokami noticed my plight. These dolls don't look very happy. Oh, I should have noticed. Sorry for being so inconsiderate. Kurokami casually pushed away the person sitting next to her. Excuse me, I need this seat. Shove. And when they hit the ground, they just crumbled apart. Literally. As it turned out, it wasn't a person lying in pieces at my feet, it was a ball-jointed doll. I would be extremely worried if he looked at those dolls and thought, wow, that's a person. I looked around upon this realization and noticed that every last person in this packed room apart from us had turned into ball-jointed dolls. They really like describing them as ball-jointed. Can't we just say dolls? Even Kurokami's father had turned into one of those dolls. There we go. Still holding his daughter's wheelchair in the exact same pose as before. She should have been shocked that her father turned into a doll. Yet, she paid it no heed at all. I quietly took the seat next to Kurokami, as if waiting my turn in line. In all honesty, I wanted to scream from the incomprehensible terror swallowing me whole. But oddly enough, seeing her remaining absolutely calm amidst this madness allowed me to keep my own calm for some reason. Of course, she could have just been bluffing. How did you get so banged up? This is the first time it's been this bad. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. You don't have to understand. Just smile and nod. Okay. Oh ho ho ho! She's throwing down. That's about all you're good for anyway. You should put more stock in me. Maybe I don't look it, but I am still a man. Oh, she's throwing the shade. You look so feeble though. Maybe on the outside. But I train. My family runs a dojo, you see. So I've been practicing since I was a kid. Yeah, that comes in extremely useful in real life. I don't know how I'd fare in a fight, but in arm wrestling, I doubt even an adult could beat me. Gonna get far with that. I'm surprised. I didn't take you for a braggart. I'm not. I just know my own strength is all. I think being too modest can come off even worse. He's not lying. Heh. What kind of training do you do? What? Stuff like punching trees wrapped in straw. Our dojo only practices straight punches. That sounds boring. I'm not all that familiar with karate. The Susuhara Divine Tribute style has some similarities to karate, but they're completely different styles. I appreciate her straightforward manner. I don't care. It doesn't matter how much you've trained anyway. You can't break anything. Ooh. What do you want broken? Hmm? It sounds to me like you want something broken. I get that much. Would you tell me? You say I'm too late, but maybe I've made it on time after all. You are 10 years too late, 100 years too late, 1,000 years too late. Her laughter was not of delight, but resignation. Muda, muda, muda. It's pointless. I won't know unless I try. Time to summon one-man punch. One-man punch? One-punch man. How did I manage that? You said you punch trees wrapped in straw. Are you claiming you could knock one over with your fists? That's the idea during training, at least. Huh. I can't rely on someone weaker than a tree. Are you saying it's something that can't be solved with fists? You can talk to me now, right? I don't think you've got anything to lose from simply talking about it. Maybe fists can do something about it. So, you do want me to punch someone? That'd be easier than knocking down a tree at least. Can someone who can't even knock over a tree break something made of bronze? Maybe. Bronze? How thick are we talking? Who knows? Perhaps as thick as your fist. Yeah, I definitely couldn't pull that off. That sounds like a job for a cannon. Kurokami laughed with resignation as if to say, "Told you." But, however, if breaking that will save you, then I'll train some more. And break that thing with my fist someday. I swear it. That doll on the other chair that's staring at us is like judging the hell out of him. And how long do you think that will take? Good question. In that sense, it may be too late, just as you said. 10, 100, no, even 1,000 years might not be enough. But even so, I'm going to break that thing and save you. I promise. Look, we've been having this same conversation for 10 minutes again. This has always been my problem with these novels. I love the stories and the atmosphere and everything, but why do they have to spend 10 minutes talking about the exact same thing, just repeating it in 50 different ways? If these were edited to remove all that, they would just be god tier. Even I was surprised by that. I never said anything so gallant before. It must have been that baseless sense of duty talking. The more I talked with her, the stronger it got. But I didn't care about where it came from anymore. It didn't matter whether it was love, duty, or even a curse like Kiko suggested. I swear I'll save you. Maybe you think I'm too late. But I vow to break that thing someday. He takes way too long to talk. Hurry it up, bro. Even though it's too late. It's never too late. I'm here, and so are you. I'll save you. Whether I'm late or early. Bro really needs to talk faster. Susuhara. Uh-oh. Oh. At that moment, the silence was suddenly shattered by a ghastly roar. A visceral roar that shook the very pit of my stomach. The ground trembled as I heard something slimy and gooey approaching us. Here it comes! The sounds! What was that? I'm going to take a look. You're not going to like it either way. She was probably right. But whatever that thing was, I needed to know if it posed us any threat. No, that wasn't it. What I really wanted to know was what in the world this place was, and whether I was still sane or not. Oh, the thing howled ominously again, and then I remembered exactly what it was. Ew! The piles of meat trembling as they gave off a rancid stench straight out of a sewer. Yeah. Yes, it was the giant eerie blob that had broken me and Kurokami's limbs. That's one way of saying that. It was bulging far more repulsively than it had back in my bath. The blob squirmed where it stood, filling the stairwell. It was as tall as the ceiling itself. Despite that, it pulsated as it slowly but surely pushed its way down the stairs. What he said. That nightmare had come back to life with a vengeance. It was searching. That blob was searching for us. Though it was struggling to fit through the stairwell, it wouldn't be long until it got through. And once it did, there would be nothing to stop it. The lobby ceiling was too high to impede it. I had to run. Back in the nightmare, my sense of fear was numbed. It just hadn't felt real enough to warrant it. But this was a different story. The terror was more than present. My legs trembled in fright at the horror before me. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't fight back. However, I knew that I couldn't stay here. I need to get out of here, as soon as possible. No, wait, not just me. I have to take Kurokami with me. The meat. Don't you remember, Kurokami? That's the thing that broke your arms and legs in that nightmare. Heh. Huh? The eloquence. Heh. Kurokami? We'd been having a normal conversation just a minute ago. But now it was like she'd been tuned to a different radio station. Kurokami's eyes were dull and devoid of life. She's disassociating. Naruhodo ne. Anyway, we can't stay here. We have to run. Uh-oh. Go. This was bad. She didn't understand what was happening here. Those eyes are certainly something. She was spacing out just like in class every day. But I couldn't ignore her. That blob would never pass up on a toy like her. Uh-oh. Sorry, this might hurt. I grabbed her arm and tried to lift her up. When I did, her cast caught on the doll sitting next to her and we lost our balance. Good job. I caught her in my arms and fell to the floor on my back. I'm sorry, are you okay? That was a stupid question. She was in no state of mind to communicate after all. But the moment I thought that, the faintest hint of light returned to her eyes. Kurokami was lying on top of me, her face just a hair's breadth away from my eyes and nose. This visual novel sure likes creating these situations, doesn't it? I feel like they're a lot more prevalent in this one than previous ones. Kurokami? Her sweet breath tickled my nose, and then she kissed me right on the lips. Makes sense, sure, why not? She tried prying open my lips with her warm tongue. Ew, why are we doing this? She's drooling. Though I knew the situation was far from normal, she's drooling. A devilish little whisper inside me was telling me to give in to my carnal instincts. Her breath, her tongue, it was also enticing. No, I couldn't. This wasn't the time for this, but I... Susuhara, I'm so happy I met you. feel like the audio mixing in this could also be better. The voices get really quiet at times. I don't care if you're late. All that matters is you're here. Snap out of it. We don't have time for this. I'm so happy. Love me. It's getting weird now. What? Please? This is awkward. Kurokami clung to me like a snake. The cast on her left leg fell off, but she paid no heed to that. Her face and breaths became a sweet poison that invaded my brain. All my blood vessels were aching, urging me to give in to this alluring temptation. Do we really need the sound effects? Yes, move it along. I want your child, hello? Oh, no. Let's not go there. I felt like a fly caught in a spider's web. Kurokami preyed on me as she moaned about love. My veins were throbbing in anticipation for pleasure yet to come. I couldn't fight back the desire screaming at me to give in to her. All of a sudden, there was an unpleasant laugh. The moment she heard it, Kurokami froze completely. She raised her upper half to find out who'd laughed. No, judging by her face, she must have already known who it was. She looked like a kid who'd been caught with her hand in the cookie jar. So now Toe shows up flirting with Susuhara, eh? This dream keeps finding new ways to piss me off. Kamenuma laughed, an unstable look in his eyes. Hey there, Susuhara. You sure look confused. He's not the only one. This chick's effed in the head. She's so messed up she wants any guy she sees. Sho-sama. Sir Sho. You've got it all wrong. You're the only one for me. You'll say that to anyone. Oh, that's rude. You're no woman. You're a dog. A bee in heat. Maybe there was some truth to what he said. That's a little rude. After all, Kurokami was clinging to Kamenuma's leg like a dog. Huh. And she kept coming back no matter how many times he kicked her. Huh. That pitiful sight was exactly like watching a dog begging its master for scraps. This story's going places I don't like. Yeah, whatever. You spewed the same crap to Susuhara just now, didn't ya? Ain't that right? It is, ain't it? I couldn't think of anything to say to that. The whole thing had lost all sense of reality, resembling something straight out of a nightmare. Yes, that had to be it. This was all just some horrible dream, wasn't it? The continuation of the nightmare I'd had back in the bathroom. As soon as I realized that, the whole scenery suddenly seemed to warp violently. Please, Sir Sho, it has to be you. Like Sir Sho. I want to have your child. Why is the voice acting like that? I know why it is, but just... This is incredibly awkward and not for me. Just bark like the dog you are. How dare you even try to talk like a human? I just didn't understand Kurokami anymore. I mean, he's like known her for what, 2 days? I thought I did just a little while ago, but was all that just part of the nightmare? That slimy, grotesque blob showed itself. It had finally made it down the stairs and was heading right our way. The blob had terrified me just a minute ago, but that all suddenly seemed worlds away. Right, because this was all a dream. A bad dream, that's all. What now? A big fat monster? Really? Ghost lady? Hello? I'm intrigued. Come on, that ghost lady from before was way creepier. It seemed Kamenuma was already fully aware this was a nightmare. He wasn't fazed by the creepy giant blob in the slightest. Rather, he was downright amused by its bizarre appearance. Kurokami was now completely focused on him. She moaned obscenely as she kept clinging to his leg. The more I saw that, the stupider I felt for ever being scared in this situation. Tch, you're as persistent as the rest of these things. Kamenuma shrugged off Kurokami as he hurled obscenities at her. I raised my head to see who he was talking to and realized a sinister shadow had appeared unnoticed. It was dark as a void, but had long hair that reached its feet, giving it the appearance of a woman. Withered branches sprouted out of its head like horns. Who? Who? I'm intrigued. Kamenuma, run for it! I've had enough of running around already. This is all just a dream anyway, so might as well put an end to it right here and now. Kamenuma spread his arms and waited for her. Oh. Ite. Kamenuma tried to act tough, but the pain won over in the end. I clearly heard the sound of a withered branch breaking. A moment later, Kamenuma's upper half snapped like a decayed tree and collapsed backwards with a visceral splash. Okay. His head, arms, and elbows smashed into pieces on the floor and scattered into chunks. Sounds normal? But his legs remained standing. Despite that, Kurokami just kept clinging to his leg. I felt no fear. I'd already grown numb to such emotions. All I could do was laugh. I couldn't think of any other way to express what I was feeling. Go. No, that's not it, Susuhara. Kurokami turned to me as though she didn't notice the shadow that had so brutally killed Kamenuma. It seemed she'd already lost interest in the scattered pieces that used to be him. The change in her behavior was far more terrifying than the monster. You're all I have. I've waited for you for so long. I mean it. I really have been waiting. I don't get you, ha ha ha. I just don't get you anymore. Still lying on my backside, I scooted away from Kurokami as she slithered towards me. That sight must have been quite saddening for her. Oops, her eyes welled with tears. But I couldn't accept her. All I was capable of at that point was laughing in disbelief. Just then, the female shadow, its arms spread wide, lunged towards me. Susuhada.
お前だけを信じて今日まで耐えてきたのに。
Please, you have to believe me. I've resisted it all this time. Her suggestive words were all nonsense. I was a fool for ever thinking there was some kind of mysterious fate at play and falling for her spell.
黒髪さんなんているわけもない。
Someone like you couldn't possibly know me.
僕たちはつい先日
See, it was yesterday.
を交わしたばかりの赤の他人。僕たちの間にどんな運命が絆があったって言うんだ。
We're just strangers who only talked for the first time yesterday. We have no bond, no destiny.
ないんだよ。何にもない。なのに僕はどうして黒髪さんに関わってしまったんだ。
There's nothing, absolutely nothing. Ha ha ha. So why did I ever get involved with you? It was just as Kiko said. I should have never gotten involved with this insane girl. Ha ha. So that's why all this insane stuff is happening.
私をそんな悲しい目で見ないで。
Don't give me that sad look.
黒髪さんこそ
I could ask the same of you.
どうして僕はそんな悲しい目で見るんだよ。
Why are you giving me that sad look?
僕にはもうさっぱり意味がわからないんだよ。
I don't understand it all anymore. Uh-oh. The quivering blob was right behind me, with the sinister shadow that pulverized Kamenuma right before me. Meanwhile, Kurokami was clinging to my leg. Ew. We're going to end this episode right here. He's between a rock and a hard place, apparently. Or a blobby creature and a tree lady. I have no idea what's going on. Come back next week and let's find out. I'll see you guys then. See ya.